for another episode of the Bible and an atheist point of view. I'm Shua, your host, and I'm reading the Bible from this cover to this cover. One chapter at a time, one chapter per video. Why? Because I think the thing is absolutely hysterical. I mean, really, I read it and I laugh. It's just funny. It's also good to know what's in it, but that's beside the point. It's fucking hysterical, dude. I mean, read it for the yucks. I mean, that's the best reason. Today, now, before we start reading, I'm a little brutal on my Bible. We're going to have to mend it. And I don't think the duct tape's going to work this time. I think we're going to have to take a more industrialized approach. Okay. As you can see, I've got everything I need to mend it. Put it back together like so. The duct tape is just not holding anymore. And I have baling wire. And I have needle nose pliers. We're going to industrialize the Bible. And there should do it. Right on right through like so. There's no better way to mend your Bible than with a drill and baling wire. Beautiful. And one more for fucking shits and giggles. I do fucking what? Go to the hole. There it is. Alright. Oh, hobbycraft. Biblical hobbycraft. Hobbycraft. Yep. Alright! That worked real good! Oh good, I can still read it. Alright! Where I left off was Deuteronomy, chapter 29, Deuteronomy, Duty Trophy. Oh, but even before I even start reading, yes, you know what I mean. Yeah, fuck it, funk again, right? Okay. Chapter 29. Let's read. Verse 1. These are the words of the covenant that the Lord commanded Moses to make with the people of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant that he had made with them at Horeb. Horeb. Verse 2, and Moses summoned all Israel. And said to them, you have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh, and to all his servants, and to all his land. You saw how much he loves to murder people. Verse 3, the great trials that your eyes saw, the signs and those great wonders. Verse 4, but to this day the Lord has not given you a heart to understand, or eyes to see, or ears to hear. Because if you did, you'd probably be atheist, wouldn't you? Verse 5, I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn off your feet. Your sandals. Are you sure they're not called flip-flops? Maybe thongs. Verse 6, you have not eaten bread, and you have not drunk wine or strong drink. Strong drink. It'll kick your ass. That you may know that I am the Lord God. Verse 7, and when you came to this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us to battle, but we defeated them. Alrighty then. Verse 8, we took their land and gave it for an inheritance to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of the Methanites. The half-tribe? Sir, the other half couldn't make it. Only half of us today. Verse 9, therefore keep the words of this covenant and do them. Do them. Do it. That you may prosper in all that you do. Verse 10, you are standing today, all of you, before the Lord your God, the heads of your tribes, your elders and your officers, and all the men of Israel. Verse 11, your little ones, your wives, and the sojourner who is in your camp. They're Boy Scouts, you see. From the one who chops your wood to the one who draws your water. Verse 12, so that you may enter into the sworn covenant of the Lord your God, which the Lord your God is making with you today. Not yesterday, not the next day after that. Nope, today. Verse 13, and he may establish you today as his people. Did they belong to somebody else previously? Was he just leasing the people? He's now taking the option to buy? And that he may be your God, as he promised to. And as he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Verse 14, it is not with you alone that I am making this sworn covenant, but with whoever is standing here with us today before the Lord your God. with whoever is not here with us today. Verse 16, you know how we lived in the land of Egypt. Alright, what's the point? And how he came through the midst of the nations through which you passed. It's like something out of a Stephen King novel. Okay, where the fuck did I leave off? Beware, there it is. You know how we lived, and I read that part. Verse 17, and you have seen their detestable things. Detestable things. What, you saw their used dildo collection? Their idols of wood and stone and silver and gold, which were among them. Well, I guess they can be used for dildos. Verse 18, beware lest there be among you a man or a woman or a clan or tribe whose heart is turning away today from the Lord our God to go and serve the gods of those nations. Beware lest there be among you a root bearing poisonous and bitter fruit. Must be an apricot. Verse 19, one who, when he hears the words of this sworn covenant, buzzes himself in his heart. Oh, saying, I shall be safe, though I walk in the stubbornness of my heart. What? This will lead to the sweeping away of moist and dry alike. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Moist and the dry alike. Okay, verse 20. The Lord will not be willing to forgive him, but rather the anger of the Lord and his jealousy will smoke against that man. And the curses written in this book will settle upon him. Well, tell him to get the fuck off. The Lord will blot out his name from underneath. Once again, I was really surprised they had whiteout back then. Blackout. Sorry, you're off the list. Control-Alt-Delete. Control-X. Delete. Shit, where did I leave off? Verse 20, the Lord will not be willing to forgive him, but rather the anger of the Lord and his jealousy will be caused to smoke against the man, and the curses written in the book will settle upon him. Fuck, that's where I left off. And the Lord will blot out his name from under heavens. Verse 21, and the Lord will single him out from all the tribes of Israel in calamity, in accordance with all the curses of the covenant written in the book of the law. Curses! The book of the law. I broke the book of the law, and the book of the law won. Verse 22, and the next generation, your children will rise up against you, and the foreigner who comes up from a far land will say, when they see the afflictions of that land and the sickness with which the Lord has made it sick. Well, he's definitely sick in the fucking head. Fucking Yahweh. Verse 23, the whole land burned out with brimstone and salt, nothing sown and nothing growing, where no plant can sprout and overthrow. What? Like that of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, good times. What would you do in a city filled with wickedness? Admah and Zeboim. I don't think there needs to be two I's in this name. Which the Lord overthrew in his anger and wrath. Anger and wrath. That's what it's good for, huh? Verse 24. All the nations will say, why has the Lord done thus to this land? Because you're gay. That's it, right? What caused the heat of this great anger? The heat of this great anger. Verse 25. Then people will say, it is because they abandoned the covenant of the Lord, the God of the fathers, which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. Verse 26. And went and served other gods and worshipped them. Gods whom they had not known and probably not nearly as big as dicks. And whom he had not allotted to them. Verse 27. Therefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, bringing upon it all the curses written in this book. This fucking book, huh? Verse 28. And the Lord uprooted them from their land in anger and fury and great wrath, and cast them into another land as they are this day. Last verse in this stupid chapter. Verse 29. The secret things belong to the Lord your God. My cock and balls? But the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all that the words of the law. The law. And I broke the law and the law won. Terrible. Okay, kids, once again, this has been the Bible and an atheist point of view.